Yo, what is good, nation? I am back again. That's 2 Mondays in a row. Welcome, welcome to a fresh episode of Raiders Unfiltered. Yo, we got a lot of shit apparently that went down during minicamp. We're gonna go ahead and talk about that and much more. So y'all stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. It's about to go ahead and get hot and unfiltered. You already know how I do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and kick this thing off. Here we go.
J Raider, the creator with the killer content, hot takes and the dopest. Guest Raider Nation, from Oakland to LA to Vegas. Nothing greater than the Raiders, only facts. Just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders. Stand up, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders. Welcome to the channel. It's called Just Raiders, baby. If you ain't subscribed, then you gotta try. Just Raiders, baby, nothing but love for the Raiders. Been an OG before 93. Shout out to the nation, they always crazy. So nation, ride with me, taking over my style. It's amazing, making hits like Max on the blitz. The silver and black, on the attack. They on the map, if you a fan and you with that. J Raider, the creator with the killer content, hot takes and the dopest. Guest Raider Nation, from Oakland to LA to Vegas. Nothing greater than the Raiders, only facts. Just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, J Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders. Putting on shows like Brock on the go. We just like J Raider, the innovator, making shows like Good Morning Raiders, the originator. Raiders Unfiltered, raw, never censored. The post-game reaction, nothing but action. Just Raiders, baby. Just Raiders. Just Raiders, baby. J Raider, the creator with the killer content. Hot takes and the dopest, yes. Raider Nation, the only nation. There ain't no question.
Just win, baby.
Win, baby.
Just win.
Yeah, buddy. Welcome to a fresh episode of Raiders Unfiltered. I am your host. I am J Raider. Really quick, y'all. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe on this channel. I appreciate everyone pulling up and tapping in on this Monday afternoon, Monday evening, wherever you be at. Hopefully you guys are at the crib. If not, you guys are on the way to the crib. But if you guys happen to be on your way to work, man, I feel for you. And I hope this episode makes your time go by just a little bit faster. But either way, thank you guys for always tapping in. And as you guys saw just a little bit ago, right before I went ahead and hit that intro, this show is dedicated for Robert, and going forward, RIP, brother. Gone but not forgotten, my boy. But you already know, got a great show lined up for you guys. And I can't do this show without my guy. You already know how we do. This is an unfiltered show. We get fucking wild and crazy up in this motherfucker. Let me go ahead and bring out my guy from the Notorious Podcast. I got none other than Raider Wil in the building. What's good? Oh shit!
I have made it to the promised land. I have been re-invited to Raiders Unfiltered. What is going on, family? What is going on?
Everybody salute Raider Wil with this fucking Lex Luger intro and shit.
You know what it is, baby. Hey, hey, we got to turn it up. We are the unfiltered show where J Raider just lets you go off and lets you say whatever the you want to say. So it doesn't really matter, baby. Hey, we're going to go. Hey, just unfiltered, balls to the wall, man. Like we said, we got to go no gas, no brakes right now because it is that time of the season where it is really, really, just things happening behind the scenes, man. Things that we can't see. So, hey, I'm glad to be here, Jay. Thank you for re-inviting me. It must be a Christmas present or birthday present for me.
Wow,
It's
really?
magical that I got
Jesus
re-invited.
Christ, bro. That was like a fucking shot in the nuts right there, bro. Jesus Christ.
Hey, I gotta
Hold
go
on.
for those.
Combo breaker.
I know. Well, we're throwing them shots early, bro.
Hey, I feel good, look good. Hey, but I'm feeling like Muhammad Ali. I'm moving like a bumblebee and stinging like a bee or whatever. Move like a bumblebee and sting like a bee.
Hold on. Damn, my audio cut out. Hold on. Damn, my audio cut out. I can't hear you.
Oh, can you not hear me?
Hold on. Getting some technical difficulties, y'all. Fail. All right. Let's see here. All right.
Oh, I can hear you now. What
All
up,
right.
Lucky? What's going on, baby?
Here we go.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you great now. Yeah, it's a stupid headphones, man. I always have trouble with them. Yep. Yeah, you know how it is. But let's go ahead and kick this thing off, y'all. We got, like I said, we got an extra pack show for y'all. All right. So Raiders minicamp news and drama explode. Hold on. Where my sound effect at, man?
Oh shoot! There we go. Jay, freeze up on me. What's going
1, 2
on?
to wake y'all. All right. I don't know. I froze. I don't know what happened. But all right. Let's go. N'Kobe Dean. Let's start off with N'Kobe Dean. N'Kobe Dean missed a couple of days at minicamp last week, and hearing from a few sources, plus there was a little bit of confirmation, basically from Clint Kubiak. Seems to be N'Kobe Dean seems to be dealing with an injury. We haven't seen a lot of him throughout the off season. A lot of it has been voluntary stuff, voluntary workouts, OTAs that have been voluntary. So he has not been a participant. Minicamp was a mandatory minicamp. He did appear, but he did miss a few days. So he seems to be dealing with the current injury right now. Let me ask you, Will, what are you thinking about N'Kobe Dean, and if he really is injured, what does that mean kind of for our defense? Do you think he'll be ready by training camp? Do you think he'll be ready by preseason? Or the biggest thing I think here, if there's any real big concern, is will he be ready by week 1? Right? What are your thoughts so far with N'Kobe Dean kind of been out for most of the offseason?
Well, I'm going to tell you what, like a lot of the people want to be like in Raider Nation, right?
FBI, open up!
Right? They're worried right now. They're like, oh my gosh, N'Kobe Dean's not at practice. Bro, we knew what we were getting with N'Kobe Dean. N'Kobe Dean is a guy that has been coming off of injury. You know what? If he's recovering right now, he's a veteran. He's not a guy that's just coming in as a rook that doesn't understand how to play this game. So we need to chill, man. Just let him be until it's mandatory OTAs, and the Raiders have said, what is exactly what Spytech said? We are in communication. He's in the building. Just because he's not out there at practice running around doesn't mean he's not in the facility learning. He's basically in the same status as Max is, right? Where he's not on the field, he's learning, he's doing individual stuff, rehabbing, getting better. So I'll be like, at the end of the day, I think we need to chill. We need to keep like our head on our shoulders and just say, hey man, this guy's a true professional. This guy's a player that needs to just get some time. I'll be like, whatever he's recovering from, let him recover, come back full speed, and you know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I agree, bro. I mean, I was, I mean, I didn't find out kind of that was, his absence was really because of an injury. We're still we're barely halfway through the off season, right? And so we still have more time. They're off for the next month or so before training camp. The next up is training camp, and then we start preseason like within 45, 60 days, something like that, right? Um, so everything's coming full circle. It does seem like it's fast, but we still have some time. The biggest thing here is you don't want to rush these things. Obviously, we want a healthy N'Kobe Dean back. With that combination with him and Quay Walker is going to be, man, it's going to be phenomenal. So you don't want to rush these things. You want to make sure that you take your
My
time.
question is, let me ask you this, not to cut you off, but Jay,
Come here.
is it more important to have him during the season than right now?
You don't want to, I mean, if you say right now, no. Training camp, that is important. Yes. My always belief is that even if you are able to attend half of the training camp, that's better than just coming out and with no training camp. There's a big learning curve also too. Their bodies have to go ahead and get used to playing at a high level. And if they miss that training camp, they miss that contact, that's going to go ahead and really spill over to the field. So you really won't see him get probably ramped up to like week 4, maybe 5. It just depends, man. It could be sooner, hopefully, right? My biggest thing here is that yes, great that now we have like a month plus before training camp starts, and he might not even be there week 1, and that's okay with me. I'm not going to be mad at that. Hopefully he's able to go ahead and make it by like August into training camp, so that way he can go ahead and start getting caught up. And I don't even give a damn if he plays a single snap during preseason.
Mm-hmm.
Thing is here that he does come back 100% healthy or close to it. That's my biggest takeaway from here. But yes, that's kind of what the word on the street is, that N'Kobe Dean seems to be with an injury as of late. So we're going to go ahead and keep an eye on that. But before we go ahead and continue on, let's go ahead and do a quick roll call with everybody in the building. Again, appreciate you guys tapping in and rocking with me and rocking with us on this Monday afternoon, Monday night, wherever you guys be at. Shout out to our guy, Raider Travis, in the building. Salute, salute. Big luck already. Mr. Tardy Slip. Mr. Tardy Slip, big luck. Saying late. Shout out to my guy, Jack, in the building. Salute, salute. Appreciate you pulling up. Bob in the building. I wouldn't worry about that, my guy. We got him in the first round, number 1 overall pick. Dude, that dude's going to get signed if he's not signed already. Shout out to Daniel Berry in the building. Salute, salute. Appreciate you pulling up. Shout out to my guy, Sacktown Raider Mike, in the building. What is the deal, my guy? Appreciate you tapping in. My brother and one of my mods here, Ayo Anthony, in the building. Salute, salute. Appreciate you pulling up. Shout out again to Jack Ken in the building. Hey, man. Saw what you posted up a little bit ago about Pena, man. Hey, man. Sorry for your loss too, brother. Sorry for your loss. So hopefully you got to see the show I did for him the other day. All right. Let's see here. Shout out to my guy Rorschach in the building. What is he says, just been in the basement with my fan, enjoying my time. We'll be back soon. Hey, brother. Hey, I appreciate you tapping in, checking in. Enjoy the time. Right now is the time, man. It's the off season. Not much going on. but there's a little bit. There's some things that happen, so we got to keep you abreast of what's going on. There you go. Shout out to my guy Lecky in the building, the Oos. Appreciate you pulling up, my guy. Salute, salute. All right, here we go. So, in the meantime, since Nakobe has been out, Cody Lindenberg, the Bergs, has been stepping in for Nakobe. If you guys forgot, he was the 7th-round pick in last year's draft. So 2025 7th-round pick, linebacker. He's, I don't know if anybody's seen, but he has been putting in work before early on in the off season, starting from like January and on. So no surprise here that Cody's been stepping up. Hopefully, we get to see a little bit more of him. Hopefully, we get to see some progression from him. We really didn't see much of him last year, obviously, but you never know. The absence of Nakobe Dean, that could definitely change. But remember, he's a 7th-round pick, so I'm not expecting too much from him.
But here's the thing, man. When's the last time that you heard a rookie for the Raiders actually stepping up and like filling in some shoes and doing what they're supposed to be doing? He's a 7th-round draft pick. Do we expect him to take over the Kobe Dean spot? No. But do we expect him to be able to come in and fill in occasionally if Nakobe Dean goes down? Yeah. So if he's going in there and filling it in and doing the right job, man, that's a fantastic job by freaking our scouting department. It's a fantastic job by our drafting department. It's a 7th-round draft pick.
Yeah.
Bro, if he's going in there and he's doing a good job, that's going to build depth for our team for later on. Your mic's not working.
Oh, okay. There we go.
There you go.
See, it's a damn kid to keep messing with it, keep tugging on it, and he fucked up something, bro. My setup is all messed up now. My son was here, like, messing around when I stepped away. So I'm like, yeah. My wife is like, your son, shut off the computer. I'm like, damn it.
Hey, shout out to the wifeys out there, man, making sure that we can get it together.
Oh, yeah, they're holding it down right now. Hey, I held it down all day, dog. It was just me and the kids all day for like 9 hours, bro. And I had to work. That was
man,
great. That was wonderful. But hopefully we can get something from Nakobe Dean. This is a big step up for him, a year 2. If he's able to go ahead and get a little bit of burn, man. He has to go ahead and take advantage of it and make the best of it and really showcase himself to really get, some viable playing time down the line, right? So right now is the true test for him, and hopefully he does take advantage of that and he can go ahead and really, move forward. I wanted to go ahead and bring this up and shout out to our guy, Raider Primos. He brought this up last week, and I wanted to go ahead and kind of touch base a little bit with him. We didn't get a chance to go ahead and tap in with him last week. So, going to go ahead and bring this up. But Fernando had some struggles last week during minicamp, and we're finally starting to see some of the growing pains from Fernando. But what are your thoughts? Well, when you heard about like Fernando's struggles last week, is it a cause for concern? Is it just a growing pains? What do you think of it? You already know Raider Nation.
Yeah,
Raider Nation on Fernando right now.
Hey, Raider Nation right now is like this. Sound the alarm! Sound the alarm! Ooh, the ship's going down. Hey, bro, let's keep it real. This guy, we knew that he was going to have to make transitions into an NFL offense. Coming out from underneath center and then coming out from shotgun or pistol are two different things. And the offense is all dependent on timing and footwork. He had to work on those things. Not a big deal, especially for a guy that's coming in. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, he's the first pick of the draft, so he should come in and start. Bro, that's ridiculousness, right? Let him learn at this position. in the NFL, there's a reason Kirk Cousins came in.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that they're saying, hey, if you listen to what Kubiak said today, bro, he's not here to be a mentor. He's here to compete. And the way that you're going to learn is through osmosis. I don't know if you remember, though, when you were little, Jay, and you used to play with the older kids, how you used to get your ass whooped. I used to get my ass whooped by the older kids.
I used to get cooked by the older kids all the time, bro. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah.
Oh, chubby kid, bro.
So you get cooked by those older guys, and that makes you better. That makes you learn. Guess what Fernando Mendoza is going to do now? He's going to come and learn from a guy that's going to go in there and knows the offense.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to feel any pressure to win with the bad. Like, let's be real. We're still building.
Yeah.
You know, we're not going to go to be a playoff team this year. So, yes, he's having struggles. Yes, he's being a rookie. Yes, this is OTAs. So he's going to be learning a lot, man. We should expect this from a rookie. Now, the unrealistic part is when people go and they put all these expectations on. And they say, oh, because he's the first player in the draft, all of a sudden he's going to change the Raiders franchise and culture. Tell me what 23, 24-year-old is ready to go into a freaking huddle and command the huddle in that way, bro. Peyton Manning struggled. All these guys struggled. Just let the guy grow. That's what my opinion is. Again, I know what Raider Nation is like. Bro, we want him to start right now. We want him to be the number one guy on. That's what it's got to be. But at the end of the day, I'm like, if we're winning, does it matter?
Exactly. It doesn't matter. I don't give a damn who the hell is under center, bro. As long as we're winning games at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Real quick, shout out to my guy Hug D's in the building. Look at that. Over there showing his fucking bot over there. Salute to my guy. Appreciate you.
Looks like he's ready to play right now, bro. Sign him up.
Hey, that's hey, bro. If they have, I heard they have it opening at linebacker. There you go, dog.
Here you go, big dog. Sign him up.
Sign him up. You know, yeah, man. This is not something that I'm like shocked or surprised about. This is something that obviously we knew that was going to happen. At least I knew it was going to happen. You know, if he didn't struggle, I would be surprised. Probably. It's like, well, like what's going on? Like, I guess he's doing that damn well where he's not struggling, but he's a rookie. Again, you said it best. It's like it's a difference between taking reps at under center than at shotgun, right? So he's learning the difference and running an actual offense. Looking for doing checkdowns, looking for blitzes, all that stuff. So it's no surprise that he did struggle at times. Now, they're coming at him. They're not tackling him, but they were coming at him. So I heard there was some instances where he would have had a few sacks on him, and pauses necessary. But hey, that's how it goes. You're not going to be perfect, every time out. I'm glad you brought up the fact with the Kirk Cousins thing about and we heard this a lot through Raider Nations. Like, hey, that's why Kirk is here. He's here to go ahead and teach Fernando and all this stuff, blah, 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 and he came out and said, hey, I'm here to go ahead and play. I'm here to go ahead and make the best of this opportunity. I'm here to go ahead and, obviously he said, if there's a question that Fernando has or, in anything in regards to that, he's going to go ahead and answer. But, his primary focus is to go out there and win as many games as possible. And that's the best. And that's what you can go ahead and ask from a guy like Kirk Cousins. I don't expect Kirk Cousins to be out there and working with Fernando. We literally had dedicated guys. We have a coaching staff dedicated to developing Fernando
100%.
Mendoza, and that's the way they kind of want to run it. Hold on here. There was somebody posted a comment right now. Daniel Smith says Mendoza won't be the starter week 1. He's got to learn, and that's damn right. That's the plan that this regime wants to go ahead and instill they made it pretty evident they want to go ahead and let Fernando develop as much as possible, and that's literally riding the bench as long as possible, right?
Yeah.
Like I've said time and time again, probably the only time we probably see him is probably preseason and maybe like towards the end of the season. You might get him in a couple of games. If we're getting blown out, that might be a time where you might see Fernando take the field. If that were to happen, I don't see him anytime before that, right? Like unless like he's a clear cut better quarterback of the other two, then he's going to start, right? But I, I don't see even with that. That's going to be a hard sell for Clint Kubiak to go ahead and say, hey, you know what? We're going to go ahead and start Fernando Mendoza week 1. That's kind of the agenda and the kind of the way they want to go ahead and do this thing for at least for majority of the season. So we'll see what happens with that. But um, I, I'm happy that Kirk went out and kind of cleared the air about that. And kind of let it be known, like, hey, this guy's going to go ahead and try to play the best ball as possible, try to win as many games as possible, and that's really all you can go ahead and ask for.
Absolutely.
That serves in so many ways. You want to go ahead. If we're winning games, that means we're competing, right? That means more time for Fernando to go ahead and sit and learn, right? If you want to go ahead and use that approach. Um, even if we're not winning games, right? We might be we might be playing to a point where these are close games. These might be competitive games. We're just not getting the W's at the end of the day. It could definitely swing that way, right? But he's doing the things that are necessary to go ahead and get us to those positions. So I'm all for it. We'll definitely go ahead and kind of see how Fernando develops. I mean, again, the real test is really coming up in about 45, 60 days from now when training camp starts. And they're going to go ahead and put the pads on, and we're going to know how he really performs under pressure. The next test after that is going to be preseason. He's most likely he's going to take some reps. I'll be shocked if he doesn't. He definitely will take maybe a series out, or will take a quarter out. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
That'll be up to the coaching staff how they want to go ahead and run that. So that's going to be really the two tests coming up for Fernando Mendoza on how he really does at this level. And if he does okay, great. If there's still work to be done, hey, that's expected. And if he flourishes, that's a really good sign that we
Yeah.
have something really special in this kid. So,
So
um,
I'll put it like this, Jay. I think you're absolutely correct because in this aspect of this offense, it's all timing and it's all small slivers of time that the guys are going to be open. If he's not looking in the right direction on step 2 and then making the right read to go to step 3, everything closes up. And to make all these decisions from underneath center, it's totally different. So when we're looking at, hey, you know what, preseason, be patient, right? Is he going to make mistakes? Yes. First time he's going to be going against something else, and people are going to be like, well, they play a vanilla defense. Well, this is the NFL. Guys are faster, guys are bigger, stronger. They're making quicker reads. I'm like, if you're playing a vanilla defense, you're playing a vanilla offense. Where guys can read and they can jump routes. I think what you're saying is totally correct in the aspect that we need to let this guy develop, learn the game, learn the offense, learn the timing, the rhythm, how these guys like to run their routes, what they see. I'll be like, at the end of the day, again, there shouldn't be any hurry. What's the hurry in getting this guy to play?
right, exactly. Yeah, there shouldn't be any hurry. Take as much time as needed. Again, I don't see us making big waves this season. To be honest with you, so um, I just want to see an improvement on the field, and I think we're going to get that this year. I think we're going to go ahead and see that visual, you know, improvement on the field. So let's go ahead and keep that focus where it definitely should be. So that development is super critical because next year is going to be really on Fernando, where he's gonna most likely go ahead and take over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and move on. And again, appreciate everyone pulling up and tapping in real quick before I go. I already gave away the the next segment, but make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe on this channel, all my boys, Raider Wil's channel as well. So make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like, hit that subscribe on both channels. I got his. Oh, there you go. See, I already had it in here. Make sure I have his link to his channel pinned down in the description below. So make sure you guys go ahead and give him a follow as well. All right. So let me let me go back to the thing I gave away. We're gonna go ahead and go into this topic.
Rumors.
I gotta play the clip, dog.
Love rumors. Facts can be so misleading. Were rumors true or false are often revealing.
Everybody loves that clip. Love it, love it. Rumors. All right, man. So I wanted to go ahead and kind of bring this up. Oops. Moved it. Okay. So I wanted to go ahead and kind of bring this up. And I've heard this from multiple sources, so more than one source, in regards to this guy, JPJ. JPJ coming back into the headlines right after minicamp. There's trouble in the waters, apparently so. And we're gonna go ahead and kind of come in question to basically, is JPJ having issues with the coaching staff again? And again, this is something I've heard from multiple sources, no insider sources, but sources out there currently in media about JPJ having issues with this coaching staff. As you guys remember, last year he had the same issue going on with Pete Carroll and Brandon Carroll and that coaching staff. And a lot of us thought maybe, hey, you know what? It's probably the regime. They weren't doing things correctly. A lot of it was just like head scratcher moves that they were making a lot of the time. So, it was easy to go ahead and kind of see why that, maybe there was some conflict, but having it arise again, now it's a little bit like, what's really going on? Is this something where it's a GPJ issue? Because now it's two different regimes, two different coaching staffs, different personalities. So it's not the same people really in the room. Spytek's not, even though he's there, he's not there day to day on the field. He's up in his office doing GM shit. It's really the coaching staff that's really leading the charge here. So, it comes to bear like what is really going on with JPJ. I've heard reports of just the personality of JPJ has not been a vibe with this coaching staff. Clint Kubiak is a very serious person, and so his character, his demeanor seems to kind of come off that he's very playful, very nonchalant. Probably not taking certain things seriously, or maybe coming off in that sense. I kind of want to say more in that sense. I don't know, right? I'm not on the field. I can't say that's either true or not, right? But that's kind of what's been coming out of minicamp, right? We're also hearing reports that he's probably not going to go ahead and possibly start this season. That's another thing that I've also heard. And I want to, before I go ahead and let Will go and do his thing, I want to go ahead and kind of play this clip and shout out to Jesse Merrick over at Silver and Black Sports Network. He did an interview the other day with Ryan Scott. So I'm going to go ahead and play this clip real quick. They kind of talk about JPJ and him not taking reps, not starting this season, which is crazy. So let's go ahead and have a listen.
In there for us.
Jackson Powers Johnson will not start a single game this year for the Raiders. I think Trey.
Really?
I think Trey. Is it Zune?
Trey Zune, yeah.
Trey Zune. I think he's going to take over at that right guard position. And I don't know. I mean, Spencer Burford is fine, right? I mean, he doesn't really move the needle much, but he's comfortable in Kubiak's system. So I feel like he's he's a solidified guard that's going to be at the position. And then I think
you think him over Caleb Rogers, though? You don't think Caleb Rogers gets?
I think Caleb Rogers will be similar to Jackson. I think those guys will be kind of the swing guys that they'll jump in. But I really think Trey Zune is going to be our starting right guard, and Caleb Rogers would probably be our sixth man. I think Jackson Powers-Johnson will be our seventh.
Wow, that's interesting. So for me, I was looking at it because they've been throwing so much at Trey Zune, had him working at a lot of different positions. I've got him slotted in my way too early prediction of the offensive line as well as the starter at left guard, JPJ, the starter at right guard.
All right. So you heard these guys and kind of their take on what JPJ possibly might not start this season at guard. Right now we know that there is a battle going on for right and left guard. Spencer Buford looks like he's taking that left guard position so early. We still have to go through training camp and kind of see how that pans out. As of right now, it looks like Spencer Buford at left, possibly Caleb Rogers on the right side. We don't know. But all this is kind of coming forward, and so it seems to wonder kind of where this regime's head is at in regards to JPJ. And it also brings up something that kind of popped up a few weeks ago. Could JPJ be on the trade block at some point this season? What are your thoughts? Well, let him have it.
All right, bro. Hey, first of all, I'm going to be with devil's advocate here, right? Because right now JPJ sounds like a grumpy old cat, bro. Just sitting there. Hey, if it's his personality and this is not fitting in, then the team needs to do what the team needs to do to correct itself. Right now, freaking JPJ needs to look in the mirror, bro. The door's ringing. Hey, man, they're sitting there. They're saying, hey, man, we need you to light it up. We need you to be engaged. If you're telling me that Trey Zune is going to play left guard, but we assumed that Trey Zune was going to be in the starting rotation, right? When he got drafted in the third round, you're drafting a possible starter there. So when we knew that, but we didn't think that JPJ, we thought he would start at left guard. That's where Buford is like, hey, man, trying to do his thing. Now, at the end of the day, what I'm going to tell you guys is this. He is not part of this regime. I don't even think he was drafted by freaking Spytek.
No, he was drafted by Telesco. That's Telesco.
So, again, he's not part of this regime. So there should be no affiliation, no nothing that says, hey, man, we are 100% tied to you. Yeah, that's right, baby. Hey, we got to keep it light, man. We got to keep it going. But I'm going to tell you like this. So I don't give a fuck if we trade JPJ. If that's what's best for this team and we get more draft picks or more players, then that's what we got to do. At the end of the day, this is not about JPJ. This is not about anything. This is about the Raiders becoming a better team. So if you're telling me JPJ is not ready to play, JPJ is not ready to be part of this team, and he's all the way down as the seventh guy in this rotation, which I don't know. At this point in time, and it's because of his attitude, because he doesn't want to be a team player, then you got to let it go. You got to find what the trade value is. But if he's being a team player and all this is just bullshit, then it is what it is. Like right now, time is slow. If you don't see him out there on the field, does that mean that he's not going to start? No, we don't even know what player is going to start. How many times have we heard it like this too? Oh, man, did you see that player in OTAs? He looked good in OTAs. He looked good in the preseason. What happened to him during the season? So, again, let's sit here and wait. But I know that this coaching staff, bro, they ain't no bullshitters. They ain't sitting there freaking waiting for nobody to say, hey, man, we're going to wait for JPJ to come around. They're going to sit there and do what's right for this team.
Yeah.
So let's just let it be. And if JPJ doesn't start this season, so what? Is Raider Nation going to revolt about that too? Oh, this guy's not starting. That guy's not starting. Fuck, I'm not there at practice, bro. I don't see these guys day in and day out. These coaches do that. That's what they're getting paid for.
Exactly.
Like you said, Fernando has coaches there. He don't need Kirk Cousins to be telling them, hey, what's going on, Steven? Yo, hey, he doesn't need to know what Kirk Cousins knows. He needs to know what the coach knows. What the coach is telling him to do.
Yeah.
And Kirk Cousins that's not his fucking job to go in there and be like, hey, Fernando, you're not doing this. Or, hey, any guy like that, man. Trey Zune's going in there. He's working his ass off. He's busting his ass. Bro, his job is to go in there and win a job. So at the end, what does it matter? Mm-hmm. I'll be like, right now, if JPJ's not with it, bro, hey, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you.
Exactly. 100%, bro. I think we're at a point with JPJ. It's like, bro, you either gotta put up or get the fuck out the pot. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I know that it sucks because he's been through like 3 different regimes now, right? And 3 different type of personalities, 3 different type of coaching staffs, 3 different type of ways of doing things. It's a big ask. It's a tall order. Not anybody can do that. But at 100%. The same time too, it's like you have to go ahead and conduct yourself accordingly. You kind of have to read the room. It's cool to have a good time to a certain point. Like you gotta go out there and play your fucking heart out, man. I don't think that's really in question though, but I think from what I've heard as well, it's just like he's kind of a rah-rah guy, and this coaching staff's not kind of feeling that, and so if that's the case, again, it's just going back to like you got to read the room, dog. And I'm pretty sure there's conversations that probably were already had, like, hey, you gotta go out there and just focus and just play ball. That's it. Can't be out there like rah-rah type shit. It sucks.
So what do you mean by rah-rah? Like if he's going every play, like going out there, like just because you executed one time?
I can't say to what certain extent that like it is in the context. I've just heard it's kind of been like rah-rah type cheerleading type shit. That's kind of, again, a rumor. Don't know if it's true or not. This is why this is a rumor mill. But that's kind of what I've been hearing. And then also just kind of like just a little bit of the immaturity level, just not taking certain things seriously, not really been dialed in. With this coaching staff, again, Clint runs a tight ship, bro. And if you're not on that same level, on that same page, you're gonna have conflict. So I think that's what we're kind of seeing right now. That's what we're hearing. That there's conflict where you have personality A and personality B, and there's just not meshing, bro. So obviously one has to give, and it ain't gonna be Clint. So he has to adapt, and he has to just go out there and just do his thing. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
But also too, we've heard from last year the issues with the performance and just not being there. Coming out of training camp. Another thing is, I guess, offense. They were doing drills. They were doing a scrimmage, and offense was they were on the drive, and they gained a bunch of yardage, and I guess they were in the red zone or something like that, or close to it. They were in a 4th down situation, and JPJ got a false start, right, on a 4th down situation where you should know better, right? This is year 3 for you. You're not a rookie anymore. So that kind of type of scenario as well. It's just kind of like the lack of focus, lack of discipline type of stuff. So hopefully we get him corrected. But obviously, like I said earlier, that also is going to bring up the question is like, is he going to be eventually on a chopping block? Could there be a team that comes around that says, hey, we need an offensive guard? guy who can also play center. Like,
bro.
What is his word? Like, what?
Yeah.
Doesn't make a deal, you know?
Hey, Spytek's phone's going right now. It's ringing, you know.
I thought he would have at least a little jingle, bro.
Oh, you wanted the jingle? Hold on. Oh, I can't. I don't got the jingle. We could go with the. No.
Oh no.
Never
Come
mind.
Ooh, soundboard fail. Yeah, but I don't know, man. Honestly, in all seriousness,
they're gonna trade for it. If you don't trade, Jay, you know we're gonna. If he doesn't work out, we're gonna get a trade offer. We get a trade offer. We move on from him. This is a guard. We're talking about a guard. We're talking about
you already know how
backup guard. A backup guard.
We're very sentimental folk. We don't like to go and part ways with people.
We need to stop getting enamored with players and look at the results. This is like the AOC thing. People are saying,
"Oh God,
don't open up that door." Let's be real. People are saying, "Well, AOC, he's looking good. You know, this is his type of offense from passing inside the freaking pocket." Bro, stop being enamored with players. Raider Nation needs to just wake up. Look at the results, man. If these guys are not putting in the results, tell me the results you've seen from JPJ. Meaning, like, he had a great rookie season. Yeah. And after that, what? He's been injured. He's proven that he's not an asset. And, you know, hey, if he still wants to play center, Jack McKenna, he can earn it. You can earn that shit.
Honestly, you would have to play a balls to the wall. I mean, it would take a lot for him to win that center spot from Tyler Lindenbaum.
But can you do it? Yeah.
Is it possible? Yes, of course.
Yeah, you work for it. You don't cry about it.
But is it realistically, would it happen? I doubt it would happen. He has a better shot of winning a guard starting role than he would at center, you know? And that's the thing. Like, he can't. If that's even remotely true, he can't be still stuck on that issue, bro. Like, you know, the biggest thing here that he has to go ahead and really kind of take away from all this is like, bro, you're in the NFL. You're here. You have an opportunity to go ahead and make a career and get paid a lot of money to do something that you really, really love. And you can tell this dude loves to play ball.
Yeah.
Great. Do it to your, you know, dedicate. This is an opportunity where you dedicate your life to it because this is the only thing you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
What else are you going to do? You know, you're most likely, I think he's done with school. You know, you might have some businesses on the side, but, you know, you have people to run that for you. You don't really need to focus on all that, you know.
Football is your business if you're a football player, bro.
Exactly. That's your number one business, bro. That's your bread and butter. Do you think I'm going to use Max Crosby as the comparison here. Max Crosby owns a multiple businesses, but most importantly, if you guys been to Vegas, like we have, he owns a bunch of Papa John's in Vegas. You think he goes out and goes to every Papa John and looks at a report every day, see how they? No, he doesn't. He gets like a quarterly statement and says, "Okay, so this is good to me," and then probably goes to an accountant before it even gets to him. Like, hey, you know, like everything's looking good, Max. You know what I'm saying? Like, that dude don't go there.
Hey,
you know, so his focus is ball, dog. That's what he focuses on day in, day out. 100%. He's there at 4 a.m. every day.
Yeah, 100%. Bro, they think people like this. They think Max Crosby's at Papa John's like this.
Order number 55. It's Max Crosby's pizza. Please come pick it up.
Come on, bro. Max Crosby ain't sitting there saying, "Yo, come pick up order number 55." This better have people getting paid.
Well, your pizza's ready.
Jay Raider, come get your number 98 pizza?
Oh yeah, bro. I got the XL, dog. Bro, give me that XL, bro.
I'd be like, come on, bro. Like, and this is the thing. These guys count people with lots of knowledge that they invest into. JPJ's business is football. The thing is, if you're not focusing on that, is that not your primary thing? Then what are you focusing on? You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, bro, this is a business.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what people need to realize. If you ain't producing, people don't give a fuck about you. You're yesterday's news. How many players do we talk about being one-year wonders?
Yeah.
How many players do we talk about, hey, man, this guy could have been great? But when you talk and you see all that, bro, that's the biggest thing. Greatness is only achieved if the player wants to go get it. And if that football is not his primary focus, then I have concerns, Jay. I'll be like, why is JPJ not ready to go? Why is he not locked in? You know, why is this not his primary focus? And as a coach, I'm concerned because this is year 3.
Yeah.
Yo, year 3, you should be fighting for a starting spot. You're the second pick of the draft in the second round.
Defending your spot to all these other guys, you know, you should be like, hey, this guy's gonna be most likely locked in on the right. Like we don't talk about this really like Colton Miller, bro. You know, like we know Colton Miller most like, and I know it's a different position. Left tackle is harder to go ahead and kind of, you know, compete at, but we have guys that now can compete at left tackle if we wanted to, right? And I'm pretty sure it's still being contested. Nothing is like off the table. Even center, bro, to a certain degree. You know, most likely Tyler Ball is going to be the guy, on the ball come week 1. But it's like it doesn't mean to say somebody can't come in and just like outshine him and just like, hey, it is what it is, bro. Like the better player is gonna start, you know. So, but he should be locked in, have it dialed in by now, and just like, hey, who's gonna be competing with JPJ for that spot? Not like, hey, JPJ is trying to compete with so and so and so and so and so and so. So, it's just a crazy thing that we're having to go ahead and kind of talk about this, and you know, I honestly I was a little bit taken back by it because, you know, I honestly thought, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people probably feel the same. I could be wrong, but we probably thought it was the Carrolls. You know, like maybe the Carrolls have it in for him. You know, they were just not feeling him, or there was something between JPJ and the Carrolls. You know, conspiracy theories coming from the schedule release from last year with Genty, what he said, you know, I'm your center and all that stuff. And then kind of, you know, as we go through the season, the off season and season, you know, there was a lot of conflict between them too. And once the Carrolls left, all right, cool. This is, you know, new regime, new year, you know, a fresh start for him. And we're having to go ahead and kind of readdress all these issues that we just went through last season. So it is for me a little bit cause for concern. I am a JPJ fan. I want the best for him. And like Ardell said, you know, he don't give a damn, man, and I don't give a damn either. I just want to make sure that that we want him not to suck, man. At one position, we want him to be good at all these positions. So you know, center and guard position. That's his bread and butter. So hopefully everything kind of works out for him.
I love what you just said, right? You said as a Raiders fan, I want him to be successful and I want him to do that, right? Again, why are we so enamored with JPJ? Like, what have we seen out of him besides his rookie season that makes us so enamored with him? Because I mean, like, dude, I feel like people go like and make excuses for him, right? Because last year we said, oh, this guy wasn't the right guy for him. Bro, what if it's him? What if it's just that JPJ isn't that guy?
Yeah, it could definitely possibly be that. I think and to answer your question, I think what people fall in love with is the style of play. He's very physical. He's a very physical guy, right? He's a smash mouth type of player, offensive line. So it kind of gives you that throwback to that kind of 70s style, 80s style of Raider football, right? And we saw that the rookie year. We saw a little bit of that last year, right? When he did get burned, we saw him be physical. We saw the offensive line improve slightly, which wasn't a whole lot of improvement because the offensive line just sucked balls all the way around, right? But he did. There was a jump when he was in the lineup, right? So that's why I feel that Raider Nation kind of stems that admiration from, right? Because that's how I play. But yeah, man. I mean, I think it has to be at a point where you're like, look, gotta get it together, baby. Gotta get it together, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
No,
Yeah. And see, like Jack
100%.
says, like he thought it was Brandon Carroll and he's now confused, but it all makes sense now, kind of come full circle, bro. It's like it's kind of him. And but we don't know to what extent. To answer Raider Travis's question, is Trey better than JPJ? We don't know, but he's a third round pick, bro. Trey Zune is a third round pick. JPJ was picked in the second. It's just,
I'm gonna go out on the limb right now. I'm gonna go out on.
Hold on, wait. This is the difference. This is the difference.
Trey Zune is better than JPJ.
Okay, he said it. I can't flat out say that one is better than the other yet, because I haven't seen Trey take a snap in the NFL. But this is the difference. We know that JPJ can go ahead and play center. We can play the guard position. Maybe to a certain extent, he could possibly play tackle, but probably not very good. Trey Zune can play all the freaking positions at a really high clip. Primarily those guard positions. That's what he's really good at. He can play a tackle position. I think his strong suit is left, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
From what I remember, right? I think that's right. He could play right, but left is like the stronger side for him.
Yeah.
So that is the difference between these two guys, right? So one can play more positions than the other, right? And that's in an offensive line that speaks volumes, bro. That's like learning how to speak Spanish to Japanese, bro. It's a big fucking difference, because you got to play tackle. You're out in the island trying to go ahead and block fucking rushers, with no help. With the guard, you have help from your center. You have help from your tackle. Center, you got guys on both sides of you. So, but tackles is a really hard position, bro. So, yeah, that's the difference. That's the difference, man. But
you just explained why. You just explained why. It's like, hey, bro, look. Let's be honest. Trey Zune, the upside of him being able to play those three positions at a very high clip is what we drafted him for. And obviously, if there's a problem with JPJ, there was a reason we drafted a guy with that ability. Do you see what I mean? I'm like, maybe they saw something that we didn't see. But sorry, Jay, I love you.
Shout out to our guy Raider Travis. He says, so if JPJ wants to play center like last year, do you think they'll give him the opportunity to compete against Tyler Lindenbaum? Maybe that's the issue, because it seems like it was last year when Carroll moved him. I don't know, bro. I can't honestly say that is the issue or it's not the issue. But I mean, like Will said, if you want to compete for that position, you got to put in the work, dog.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are getting rotated right now. They're Kubiak and this offensive staff don't know these guys. They don't know besides what they see on film. So the telltale test is when they do practices, when they're doing camps and stuff like that. They're gonna test things around. They're gonna move. That's why you see like so many guys being moved right now. It doesn't mean anything. It's just they're trying to get to know these guys, and it sucks because it's just another year of the same shit they just went through last year. Like we had a new regime. They're trying to figure these guys out and what kind of where they're good at and what their strong suit is at. A tape might tell you something, but having your new coach now work with you and try to test you onto this position, and maybe he shows them something that normally maybe have not done in the past and it works for them, boom, they just catapulted the game like automatically. Sometimes it works out that way. We don't know, right? But this is what they do. So it could potentially happen. He probably, I don't know. I don't know. We're not in the locker room, so it's all about being vocal. But again, the best opportunity I feel for him is going to be one of the guard positions. That's going to be where he's going to be able to go ahead and compete at. Honestly, it really shouldn't matter which one it is. As long as he gets the opportunity to play, that's really should be like the key thing here. So, yeah, we'll
You know what? I'll tell you like this, bro. Absolutely, you're gonna get the opportunity to compete. This is the motherfucking NFL. This isn't freaking little league football where we're holding grudges because mommy and daddy are out there doing their thing. This is the NFL. So if he wants to go get it, go take it from somebody. This isn't like, hey, man, we're just going to hand you this position because you played it in college and you were the Remington Award winner. And, we saw 1 year of you having possibility. Yo, like if Max Crosby's in there, bro, he's in there saying, hey, there's another motherfucker that wants to take my job. That's why you're playing at a high clip. That's why he needs to do the same thing. You need to lock in, work like a fucking mule, and then freaking go out there and bust your ass, bro. That's the thing. Like, let's be real. We're competing, bro. This is the NFL. These guys don't just give shit. Hey, man, they're fighting for checks. And if that's my money, bro, hey, we gonna grind. So at the end of the day, hey, Travis, I do think he'll get the opportunity. But at the end of the day, is he putting in the work to take Tyler Lindenbaugh's job? To know every single position on the offensive line and how to lead other men? Because that's what he needs to do as the center. The whole reason we brought in a center of that level was to make it easier for our quarterback. So that way they don't have to make all these offensive line calls. And you can just really focus on the secondary stuff. Is he able to do that? No, not right now. And maybe Tyler Lindenbaugh coming in and teaching him and having him there. And maybe I hope that JPJ is in his hip pocket. Hey, man, I want to win. That's all.
Shout out to Rebuttal, aka Different, aka Keep It Real. He says JPJ will be a Tyler Lindenbaugh backup, which could be a good thing because JPJ can fully heal and recover. Hey man, appreciate you with the chat. Shout out to everybody on X tapping in on both channels. Make sure you guys head on over to YouTube as well. Hit that subscribe on both channels. My thoughts on that with not so much of him being the backup or more of the healing part. With the thing is with these concussions, man, I don't think you can ever get back to 100%. I think there's a point where you can go ahead and be healthy enough where it might not happen as easy, but it's a thing where it's like kind of once it happens, you're very susceptible to it. My biggest thing and what I've always said that JPJ hopefully does is wear that guardian cap. If he actually wears that guard, because they do it during training camp. I don't know why he doesn't want to do it during actual games. But if he decides to go ahead and put on that guardian cap, that's an extra layer of protection, and we're starting to see a lot of guys play with that. In the offensive line and non-offensive line positions. So it's just an actual added layer of protection. And your brain is like your head is the most precious commodity, and especially like playing football, you got to make sure you protect it. And so if you're able to go ahead and do that, especially with a guy like him who's already on multiple concussions, that's just going to go a farther way for him getting another concussion, just staying healthy longer. So we'll see. But I hear you on that. Yeah, and hopefully he does start doing that. But I don't know. I'm not gonna hold my breath on that. But since we're on the Tyler Lindenbaum subject, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of post this. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up real quick, and I'm gonna share this. Um,
Dun, dun,
Tyler
dun.
Lindenbaum. Tyler Lindenbaum. And there was a interview the other day with I believe it was DJ Glaze, and he was speaking of Tyler Lindenbaum, and he's been saying that he's really kind of taken charge during this off season, and really has kind of led the way and really taking the big opportunity of really running the keys. So this is kind of him talking about Tyler Lindenbaum. So here we go.
A new head coach, a new scheme, new offensive coordinator, new position coach. How would you describe the change that's happening in the offensive line room?
I feel like it's been great so far. All the guys are buying in, asking questions. You got new guys like Tyler coming in. He's controlling the whole thing. He has the keys to it. We listen to him. Spencer, he's new. He's came in. He's been in the system too. So, man, you got Colton, the captain. Yeah, he's the captain. He's been here. And JPJ, everybody's just been buying in. I would just say that, we can do anything. We want to keep the defense guessing. We don't want to show them that we're going to do one thing. We're going to come out there. We can hit them with anything we really want to. Like I said, keep them on their toes. We don't want to let them say, "Hey, we're going to run power." We're just a power team. We're going to run power, so they anchor in there for that. No, we want to let them think that, and then we get them running. We hit them up the middle. We run power. We can do everything. So that's kind of how we go about it. Just being able to be well versed in all things.
You've got
all right. So that was DJ Glaze talking about the offensive line, and really Tyler Lindenbaum really taking charge of this offensive line and kind of really running that O line. And you hear Colton Miller, obviously the captain there, the vet. But it's good to hear that Tyler's already like in there, really taking charge and really, grasping a whole positive necessary of this offense, man, of this offensive line. But obviously there's some position battles to watch. That left guard, right tackle position. I know there's edge and all that stuff, but as far as offensive line, the guards and that right tackle position, which is DJ Glaze.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts? How are you feeling about hearing, kind of DJ Glaze talk about Tyler Lindenbaum and all that good stuff?
Hey, I love it, baby. I love it. That is exactly what you want to hear. You want to hear that your center is in charge, that there is a guy in there just being so magical, taking charge, making sure that all the right calls are being made, that everything is being led. There's a leader. You know what? Yes, there's the captain, Colton Miller, but now there's a guy there that they have confidence in that's going to make the right calls, that's going to put them in the right position. And now that we're listening to, they're not just going to run zone scheme. They're going to run power scheme. They're going to run a little bit different things, a lot of different wrinkles, right? So that way you can't really plan for it. They're going to attack things differently, but they're going to trust that their offensive line, their center, is making the right calls. Tell me like this. How many times last year did we see offensive linemen 5 yards deep backwards? I saw more guys on their ass, more guys getting blown up, not knowing who to block. Sometimes a guy would just stand there. The guy runs right by him, and I'm like, bro, how the fuck did you not block that guy? So now when you got guys that know what they're doing, that have that confidence, Jay, that changes the offensive line. That changes the ability of what we have in the backfield. Because, last year, what is everybody saying? Oh, Gentie's a bust. Gentie sucks. Gentie can't do this. Well, Gentie had 5-6 guys in the backfield at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're going to be like, well, if you're just depending on your blocking, you're not a very good running back. Bro, there's only one running back that I have seen make people miss in the backfield like that, and that's Barry Sanders. I want you to tell me another dude that didn't have an offensive line that could run for 1,200 yards. And what did we always say? If Barry Sanders had an offensive line, if Barry Sanders had a quarterback, shit, he'd be rushing for 3,000.
Yeah.
But that's the only dude besides the 85 Bears that had that fucking crazy defense that you see like that. So I'd be like, come on, man. At the end of the day, we have to look at it and say, hey, man, we have to love the leadership that we have. That if Tyler Linderbaugh comes in as a high-priced free agent and he's trying to put his stamp on the team and change the culture, then fuck, man, about time. And that's why it makes me feel, oh, so fucking good.
That's right, guys. You let me know soundboard too much, dog.
Hey, man, we got to keep it fresh. We got to have fun with it. I'll be like, you know what it is.
Yeah, exactly, man. For me, I'm glad to hear that, bro. We need him to really take charge and be that leader. He's gonna be the guy, snapping the ball this season. So we went out and paid a hefty price for Tyler Linderbaum, and he's here, and so he's gonna be here for the next couple of years. So hey, that's good. Is that position so could be contested? Possibly, but for all intents and purposes, it's his job to really to lose, right, at this point. But yes, it's good to know that these guys are gonna be running more than power. And I feel that with this coaching staff, this is the coaching staff that's really gonna go ahead and help these guys really learn how to go ahead and really adapt and apply that zone scheme. Because this is like a second, third go around at this fucking scheme, bro. And these fucking guys, for whatever reason, cannot do it. They cannot process it, bro. They cannot implement it on the field. And so they always have trouble, right? So I feel with Rick Dennison here, we're gonna finally have that opportunity where we see the actual offensive line apply the zone scheme, the zone blocking properly, right? So I'm excited to go ahead and see that. I played a little clip a couple weeks ago of them. I think it was OTAs, and they were running zone scheme, and it looked cool. But obviously, that's just practice. That's not the game, man. That's not a scrimmage. That's not a game. When you're running scrimmage, or especially during the game, it's a completely different other thing. So hopefully we get to go ahead and see a better zone blocking happen this season, right? Jerry, for me, I don't know what positions you're looking out for. I'm a little bit surprised about Buford really taking the helm at left guard. The right tackle and that right side is still, for me, up for grabs. I kind of want to see how that pans out. DJ Glaze has to go ahead and really show that he's the guy for that position, right? Now you have Charles Grant, you have Trey Zune that can come in and possibly take that from him, right? For me, Zune is probably gonna maybe he may win that right guard position. Excuse me. So we'll see what happens. But what are your thoughts with these position battles, man? So far?
I'm actually not like Buford starting right now. Makes sense to me because he's been in the system.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all these guys are learning the system, and again, Jay, this is the first couple of weeks of OTAs. I mean, like we're looking at OTAs, but these guys are in shorts and t-shirts. I'd be like, like that's why I'm like, hey, at this moment, yes, Buford is going to be ahead of everybody else at left guard because guess what? He's been in this freaking system. So yeah, I'm like, oh my God. When people go like, oh my God, I can't believe this guy's starting right now. I'm like, bro, OTAs, right? So the one thing that will surprise the one fierce battle that I would do want to see, because we lack so much talent in, is the wide receiver spot. I want to know who we're going to throw the ball to. No, and don't tell me no Brock Bowers. I love him at tight end. But a number one at tight end, I'd be like, bro, come on, baby. Like, yo, you got to give me a threat on the outside. You got to give me a guy that I can say, hey, we're going to get this guy the ball, and he's going to make plays happen. And don't hit me with no 500-yard receiver right now. I'll be like, that's where we're at. We have Trey Tucker and Addison. I'll be like, how are we going to get this guy? We got to get a number one guy. Find me a Shaheed. Find me a playmaker. And I get it. We got a great offensive coordinator. But, bro, you got to have weapons to make offensive schemes work and all this thing. I'll be like, at the end of the day, you need Jimmies and Joes and X's and O's. You need the Jimmies and Joes.
I mean, for the wide receiver position, bro, I mean, I think we're at a point now. If there was something that would have happened in that position, it would have happened already, right? I think they're content with the people the players that they have for the wide receiver position. They got Naylor, they got Tucker, they got Jack Bash, which it sounds like they're gonna really utilize him more this season in the second year. And I mean, the guy who was essentially drafted in the second round should be that guy to go ahead and, all intents and purposes, start. I mean, quote unquote, he was drafted for that. That's the Jacoby Myers replacement, right? Quote unquote. So, I mean, he should be at that point where he should be starting, right? You got the vet Trey Tucker. You to a lesser extent, you got Dante Thornton. Hopefully, we see some improvement from Dante. Right? I'm not gonna hold my breath on that one, dog. But and then you got Malik Benson. And Malik Benson, a guy that I said right after we drafted him, could be a dark horse, a guy to go ahead and keep an eye out on. And I've been hearing good things coming out of camp from him, right? But again, this is just camp. We don't know. Once training camp rolls around, it's going to be a different freaking story. So we're hearing some of the same things, and we're seeing the performance happen during preseason, and then that assessment is going to be more correct, right? But at this point, we don't know. I'm just saying, like, this is a dark horse, meaning like this is a guy that you need to kind of keep your eye on. He might. You might fuck around. We might fuck around and find out what he's really go ahead and made of, and he's able and see if he's able to go ahead and play at a high clip at this level, right? It could definitely happen with rookies. With 6th-round pick, it's a little bit harder, but you never know. Sometimes these things do happen. Sometimes guys who are drafted in the 2nd round might not hit, but a guy who's drafted in the 6th might. Vice versa. Guys who drafted in the 6th will never hit, and a guy in the 2nd is performs as expected. So these things, you just never know with these things. So you have to kind of take it step by step and take everything kind of with a grain of salt and to kind of see how everything kind of pans out. But yeah, definitely the positions to go ahead and kind of keep a lookout for. Obviously, we're still going to go ahead and keep a lookout on the corner situation. Things now change with Jermon McCoy in the mix. For a lot of purposes, we thought he was going to kind of more on the sidelines this offseason, and it has not been the case. And it looks like it's still all steam ahead with him. And if that's the case, we might see him potentially maybe beat out somebody for a starting role on the outside. Safety, Traden Stukes, the guy we drafted in the 2nd round, turning heads, so this guy is very versatile, ball hawk, right? Definitely we need to go ahead and kind of keep a lookout for it, so this is something where Isaiah Paul Mal gotta bring his A game, dog, because now his job is in jeopardy. You know what I mean?
100%. 100%. I love the reason that you brought the corners and the safeties up, bro. That right there on defense is the hottest position that you're gonna see that at. I'm gonna ask you this, Jay. I'm gonna ask you this, right? So this is what I visualize. Let me see what you're looking at, right? If McCoy really comes into his own, you put him at the number 2. You let him like do his thing out there, but you surround him with guys, right? So you're gonna put Jeremy Chin over the top at strong safety, right? In that nickel spot, you put in Traydon Stoops because that's what he does, so that gives the ability for Jeremy Chin to play over the top. Then you already have Stokes on the outside. And I'll be like, that kind of just leaves that other safety spot, right?
Mhm.
Who do you really see like filling in that other safety spot? I'll be like, is it going to be the other kid from Arizona that they said he had an interception in?
The
Or-
other,
or,
the other
uh,
Johnson,
yeah,
the
Johnson.
other Johnson, Dalton.
Yeah, Dalton Johnson. Or is it going to be Troy Palomao? That, or freaking Palomao's freaking nephew, Isaiah Palomao. Like, who do you see filling that spot, man? I mean, like, because I really like that you brought that up because that's where I see it the way I visualize it. Now, I don't know the way that you visualize it. Let me know what you think.
If I had to put a little bit more, I'm gonna say money on it, but if I had to kind of make more of an assessment on that between those two guys, I'm gonna give the edge to Paul Mao. I feel that Johnson could definitely do it, but I feel that Dalton Johnson was more brought in for that nickel, and he's really going to go ahead and compete with the other Johnson, Teron Johnson, for that nickel position, right? The thing with Teron, he has that veteran experience, and most likely will probably win that nickel starting role. Yet to be seen, right? Anything could happen, but hey, we've seen crazier things happen. So, but I feel that Dalton's going to be more for that nickel position. So that's why the whole thing with Tehran, when the whole contract dispute was going on, I wasn't too worried about that because we went out and literally picked this kid. I believe what in the fifth round,
Yeah.
fifth round, if I'm not mistaken. And everybody's like, why did we get another safety? Why did we get another, we just got Stukes in the second. Why did we get this guy? And now everything that kind of unfold during this offseason with Tehran, now it made sense, right? Because we traded for Tehran, but it just you just can't. Even if you trade for a guy, nothing's certain until you kind of lock him up on that guaranteed. So with just kind of answering that question, I feel like Paul Mao is going to have that slider edge, bro, and I feel like he's going to be that guy for that third safety position. Now, corner, man, that's whew, oh. Things change now with Jermod. That's what I'm saying. Like everybody's saying, like he's the steal of the draft. He might potentially pan out to be that. There's gonna be some contention for like core, like obviously maybe possibly CB1. I say CB2, bro, for sure. Porter and him, and Stokes. Those three guys. You can even throw. Zeke Masses into that, another ball hawk that was really good. That tape out of Cal. Wow. That guy is impressive. So he has the speed, he has the height to go ahead and the ability to go ahead and make plays. So there might be some real stiff competition come in that corner room. What are your thoughts with the whole corners?
Bro, the corners is like you said. It's a dog eat dog world, baby. And I can't wait to see what dog comes out on top because at the end of the day, bro, we need to be a no-fly zone. That's going to be our front four is going to give them more time. You just put an edge and D tackle in other spots that we got to like question. Now, when you hear the stuff that's coming out, that they're going to play a 50 front, that they're going to play a 40 front, a 30 front, They're going to go basically into an amoeba front where they can send multiple guys from multiple positions to do multiple things. Bro, this is going to be a crazy defense because you don't know who's coming and who's dropping. Right? And that's what makes it so difficult. I never played offensive line. I couldn't tell you what it is to look at guys and say, hey, man, like this guy's going to come or this guy's going to drop. But I played defense. I played corner, so I understand the whole dynamic beside it. And I'm like, bro, it's going to be hard for them to know. The angles of pursuit are going to be different. It's going to be a fun defense to watch. I mean, like, all I know is that we have loaded up on defense and we have dogs. Bro, for the first time, we're going to be able to say we can line up with Bo Nix, these guys, because guess what? We got guys that can cover. We can line up with the Chiefs. The Chiefs throw the ball all over the yard every year. But we got guys that can cover. Bro, we could go into a dime defense, literally a dime defense where we have 4 defensive backs out there, 4 corners, 2 safeties, and they're all going to be pretty damn good. If you think about it, if you put Terrion Johnson in one nickel spot, then if you go into that dime defense, you're going to play Stukes on the other side. Then you have Jeremy Chin still playing over the top at safety. And then you still got Isaiah Palomar playing over the top at safety. And this is not including if McCoy becomes that guy. And then Stokes didn't have that bad of a season last year. If he maintains that, bro, we have a potential really good defense.
Yeah. My biggest thing is that the Stokes stayed healthy, bro. He stayed healthy like for the majority of the season. I think he was out like a game or 2. But for the most part, he was healthy, bro. So we got pretty good Stokes for the majority of the season. So hopefully that repeats itself. But yes, man, it's a real competition on that corner position, man. So we're gonna see different, and this is a cool thing about that 3-4 is that you're gonna see different looks, and I think you're gonna finally see Robbie Leonard kind of in his real element, and I feel like we're gonna be surprised, bro. What he's gonna be throwing out there to offense.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you. And I think it's going to be more exotic. And I think he's going to be aggressive because I'd be like younger guys are usually more aggressive, Jay. When you're like a younger guy trying to make your name, you're going to be more aggressive. You're going to take a lot of risks. Is he going to make some mistakes? Absolutely. But if this defense is flying around, making turnovers, bro, tell me when's the last time you seen the Raiders defense be a turnover like defense?
Yeah.
And a high-flying defense that, hey, man, these guys are a double-edged sword. You're going to see that.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to our guy, Alec, in the building. He says, hopefully Dalton Johnson can be a good part of the rotation, but we shall see. He says Malik can make some noise in training camp. Yeah, I hope that, we get to see really Benson come out and really shine. For me, I'm looking more at the special team side of it for him because he's that threat on the returns, on kick and punt. So having him out there and taking some reps. So even though Jamad was taking some reps during like OTAs and stuff like that early on, I feel Benson's really the guy who is that guy who is used to taking those returns. So if they have him out there fielding, hey man, that's we definitely got a kick return threat right there for sure. Shout out to our guy Anthony in the building. Appreciate you pulling up. Salute. Thanks for tapping in, my guy. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and see. Obviously, the edge and the nose tackles are the other positions as well. That's going to be some competition. Edge, you got Malcolm Coons, in his what, 3rd year now, right?
You better turn up, Malcolm Coons. I don't want to hear no shit about UKA. No, I don't want to hear no shit about, oh, you coming off injury. I want you to come out there and tear some ass up, Malcolm Coons. I don't need to hear no bull crap. No, I don't want to hear no Mama Jam. I want to hear that you are out there being a Sac City man. That's all I want to hear about Malcolm Coons.
We got Quiddy Pay, and then we got the new addition, Kieran Crawford as well, a guy that we drafted in the third round. So, and then we already know Max is going to be there, but the real competition is who's going to be that guy on the other side that's going to be starting across from Max. So, it's interesting to see kind of what happens there. You know, for me, I feel that the whole Malcolm Coons thing, I think, was kind of more of the forced sleight of hand with the whole Max Crosby trade thing, right? I feel like if they really weren't shopping around Max, I don't know if Malcolm gets re-signed, right? But hey, you can't worry about spill milk. It's happened, it's done, right? Malcolm is here for another year, right? Another 1 year. So again, another year for him to prove his worth, another year for him to earn a contract with the Raiders for next year, right? And this is his third year with Robbie.
Ain't no more free rides here. Ain't no more free rides.
I think this is it, dog. This is like you got that scenario going on here, you know.
I'm all disgruntled about this, bro. I'm telling you right now. I want to hear no shit, man. Straight up. Because he needs to get out there and just produce, bro. He needs to get out there and produce. This is his year. If he can't get out there and produce this year, I don't want to hear no shit that we're re-signing him. That, oh, well, you know, no. All this great potential. I'm tired about hearing potential from this man. Yeah. I need results. And Crawford, bro, he's a rookie. He's going to come in here. He's going to do his thing. He's going to be part of the rotation. Quentin Petty I love the story. You know, I love the story. He's a big dude. He's probably going to come inside and play some of that interior line. Or when we go into a 30 front, he can take a double team. Mm-hmm. But I need results too, bro. I'm tired of hearing this shit. And you know what, Max Crosby? I need you to have 15 plus sacks this season. I want to be hearing no shit about your rap game. I don't want to be hearing about how people fear your sacks when you ain't killing it with over 15 sacks in a season. That's when people are going to start fearing you and saying, oh, Max Crosby's a sack machine. Not when you got 12, 13.
Positive necessary. I know we need to see double digit Max. We haven't seen double digit Max in what 2 years? He
need to turn up, bro. He just got disrespected. You just got disrespect. I don't want to be hearing no shit about your rap game and your freaking CD coming out. No, bro. I want to hear about double digit sacks when you come in at 15 to 20. Saying I got disrespected by the birds, and you and Flock Nation with that disrespectful tone to me. You better come over here, big bro, with that sorry with some triple. Like I'm telling you, 15 plus sacks. That's the only way. After disrespecting the nation now. Straight up. Bro, because right now, hey, at the end of the day, bro, if we're going to talk about it, because people are going to grade him on how many sacks he gets in the season. If you ain't elite with 15 plus, I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear that you got disrespected. I don't want to hear that, oh, man, you know, this team did me dirty. Nah. Because you ain't worth it if you can't get 15 plus.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, you know, let's also think about his value, right? Like, if this dude is just getting 7.5, 8 sacks, it's just like, okay, you know, what does that mean? You know,
for 98 mil, for 105, whatever the contract was, is that what I'm paying for? Hey, bro, I know that dude Myles Garrett was on a shitty ass team, but I remember that he had 24 plus sacks.
Yeah. That dude
And I
fucking
know
cooked.
that he's a freaking. I know he's a freak of nature. I know people are telling me, man, that dude looks like a freaking juiced up Dragon Ball Z motherfucker. I get it. That's what he looked like, bro. Look like he's just freaking. There's muscle coming out that dude's ass. But guess what? Hey, Max Crosby, you getting paid just like that too. So you better get on those protein shakes, extra sandwiches, whatever you got to do.
Whatever you gotta do, my boy, you gotta definitely bring it this season, bro. I mean, man, at this point, it shouldn't be excuses. You should be locking up that double digit before they lock you down. You know, if the season is gonna go, you know, so if it's gonna be another 3-14 type season, you know, 4-12, 4-13, 3-14 type season. You know you're gonna get shut down the last two games. You gotta lock it up beforehand. You know, because if you want to go ahead and win a ring, how are you gonna make that statement with having an underperforming type of season? You're not. It's you're still gonna have people, or you're still gonna have teams interested, but as far as like getting that big contract.
Nah, bro.
Yeah,
Miles Garrett was on a shitty team. Yeah, Miles Garrett was on a shitty ass team. Bro, he was on the fucking Browns. And that dude was still producing, still making shit happen. Bro, that's what I'm saying. Hey, man, I love Max Crosby. I think he's a great leader of men. I think he's a great guy for the locker room and to represent your team. And he probably a great guy to date my daughter. But at the same time, bro, I'm going to tell you like this. You need to be a beast for that money. Bro, and you just got disrespect. You want to be a fucking top 5 defensive end? Then be one. And shut everybody up. You could be on a bad team and still be the best. We just said Miles was the best defensive end he's the best defensive player in the whole fucking league.
Yeah.
And he was on the shitty ass Browns. So tell me why Max Crosby can't be the best player in the motherfucking league. We just gotta shut up and prove it now, bro.
Yeah, for sure. See, yeah. No, he was a real beast. Yeah. They cooked us, bro. They cooked us at that game that we played against them last year. So I remember just Miles Garrett, bro.
I remember Shador Sanders should have been our quarterback because they beat us. It wasn't because the Browns defense, everybody was like, oh, you see, we should have drafted Shador. But the fucking Browns defense was the one that fucking beat the shit out of us.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
You know, so I'm like, come on, bro. Like, and this is the whole thing. I'm like, yo, when we look at it, if I love Max Crosby, I hope Max Crosby turns into Myles Garrett. Because fuck, if he does turn into that, man, this motherfucking defense is gonna play lights out.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't want to be seeing no motherfucking missed sacks in the backfield because you over pursued. Bro, I'm just telling you, bro, it has to be that type of year for him.
Yeah. No, I agree, bro. He has to come out and just, play. Everybody says he has that chip on the shoulder. I want to really see that. I really want to see that happen. And then obviously the last position, that nose tackle position, that D tackle position. We haven't done a show in a minute, and I kind of want to get your thoughts on it. What as far as who do you think is going to possibly win that starting role? Right now I think it was Adam Butler is a de facto guy. Yeah. Then we heard reports and we've seen stuff come out where Lakatasi is taking also reps. That's a big ooze, dog.
That's a big dude.
Yeah, 370, athletic, moves fast. The dude's quick, and he has his power, right? But out of everybody, who do you? And then obviously we drafted Brandon Cleveland in the 7th round. So you got a couple guys there. You got a few guys. Who do you feel like would be that guy who's going to be taking that starting role?
Right now, it's going to be Adam Butler because they're going to play multiple fronts. They've already come up and said it. They're going to play multiple fronts. For me, if you have to have a guy that you trust, you put in Adam Butler and you put him in a 3-4 move front instead of putting him in a 2-node or a double A gap plugger. So what you do is you make sure that your nose goes to either side A gap, and then the backer got that backside A gap. And then you kind of move that defensive end into that backside B, and you kind of have your guys doing different reads, right? So when you get that type of stuff, you can do that. You can still move him around. People think that you have to have a true double A gap D tackle. It's a lovely thing to have. But if you don't have that, then you move him in a move front. And I think that he goes and he goes into a gap. And you just have him gap up one side.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have certain guys filling certain way.
Yeah.
I don't think that you're going to see I love Wakitase. I think that's a great guy to put in a project. But if he's 370 and that big, he has to be so dominant, almost like a Vince Wilfork, to be that double A gap player. And people don't understand how strong you have to be and just how dominant you really have to be that type of defensive tackle. There's very far and few guys that can do it. And that's why I think they'll play multiple fronts. You're going to see them in a 3-4 and a 4-3 or in a 4-2-5. You're going to see them in that 50 front in order to create one-on-ones with guys up front. So you're going to see multiple fronts. And that's what's going to allow Adam Butler to play that defensive tackle spot.
Yeah.
Because he'll play defensive tackle, then he can play 3 technique. So I'd be like either or.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It would be interesting. I feel like as far as with Lockie, we're definitely gonna see him rotate. He's gonna be that rotational piece guy. I feel that he has that talent to be that rotational piece. But as far as the starting role, I think you said it best. It's a project, bro. This is what, year 2 for him. Really learning the game, not even the position, the game. This guy's a rugby guy.
Yep.
And he was playing rugby a couple years ago. So for him to learn the game of American football and really, have that talent, and because he's talented for sure, but talent versus actually being able to go ahead and play at a high clip and knowing having the knowledge, knowing the techniques, and being able to go ahead and apply all that, it's a whole different other thing. So that's where the project comes in. If he can go ahead and kind of figure that part out, at least one part of it, I think he's gonna be definitely something to go ahead and kind of look out for down the line. But I feel at best he's probably going to be the rotational guy, a guy that will probably see him take a little bit more reps to give guys like rest, like whenever they're running on a certain scheme where they need a big guy to go ahead and kind of, plug up that gap, right? That's really where you'll probably see Lockie come in. They're not going to have him do too many exotic things. With Crawford, he's still green. He's still a developmental piece, obviously. I think they're going to go ahead and give him time. They're definitely going to go ahead and put him through the litmus test. But, again, another guy who you drafted in the 7th round, you're not expecting a whole lot, but you got a guy who can definitely come in and play that position, So it's going to be another rotational guy. A guy who will probably take a reps here and there, but definitely not starting for sure. So, but I feel that overall, this defense has taken like a big step up, bro. A big step up. And if we can get Nakobe back by at some point during training camp, bro, the defense, man, gonna do some shit. They're gonna do some shit, man. You're gonna fuck around and do some shit.
This defense has improved, bro. Like, it. Yeah. We all know it. We see the players coming in. Now it's about them buying into the system and the coach having them prepared on a week in, week out basis.
Right.
Bro, if we can make these games into a slugfest and make them just games that, hey, man, not a fly-high offense has to freaking win us the game, where good defense and special teams and stuff like that keeps us in the game, the Raiders will win more games than we'll lose. It's a process. Good defenses are that's what wins championships. You build up your defense first. That's what they did this year with the draft. They did this year with the offseason. Next year, you build up your offense. Fuck, Fernando Mendoza comes in and he's high flying, baby.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, like, that's when you really start seeing results. And then year 3, you really start seeing the change. Because that's what most of their guys are in. They're all bought in. Everybody's into the process. We're winning. We're having parties. We're having soirees. We're talking our shit. We're walking down the street. We're telling Raiders bitch to everybody and fuck your team.
Yeah.
But it's going to take time.
Yeah. Shout out to Raider Travis. He says, we need to finish our drives, but the red zone, we need to get in the zone. No more last year red zone bullshit. Yeah, bro, we struggle from that red zone. Oh man, it's funny. I knew I was gonna need that stat, and I think I deleted it the other day too. Oh yeah, I think I have it here. Hold on. No, that was the year. Yeah, no, that was the year prior. Okay, so I think in red zone scoring. We were about 46% at one point in the red zone. And we're worse last year than we were the year prior in 2024, which we were just under 49%. So, man, it just hopefully that improvement does actually happen. I kept it because I knew I was going to use it. I knew I was going to use so.
Bro, we need improvement in the red zone, green zone, yellow zone, pink zone. Fuck, just get me a first down zone. Sometimes, like, let's be honest, bro. Our offense was so bad last year. Sometimes I would feel like we needed to buy a first down.
Oh, that's the zone that I care about, the end zone. Not the red zone, the end zone, dog.
Without first downs, we ain't getting into the end zone.
Yeah, no, for sure, bro. And yeah, man, it was hard to watch.
Tell me how many times, bro, like these last couple of years, we've been sitting here. You sit there, you watch the game, bro. We can't even get a first down. Like, I can't even talk shit, bro, because my team's already on commercials. By the time their first drive's over, we on commercials because guess what? We putting the ball.
Yeah.
Bro, when are we gonna have some like sustainability? Like the first game, bro, I'm serious, bro. We were sitting there in Boston. When we won the game, I didn't even get up out the chair. I was like, is this for real? Is this our team? We just won? Nah. And the guy's like, I can't believe you guys won. I said, I can't believe that shit either.
All right. Yeah, me neither, dog. Yeah. Oh, shit, we fucked around and won. That was the
highlight of the season.
Yeah, that was a Patriots team that were just trying to figure themselves out, bro. And we got lucky, dog, because later on these motherfuckers made a fucking run. You know, yeah, they played easier teams, but you know they made it all the way to the big show. But yeah, man, we fucked around and fucking won that one, which was crazy. Obviously. We all know we're gonna be running the football this fucking year. You know, we got the line for it. We're preparing for it. We got our complimentary back this season through the draft. So it's gonna be a run heavy offense. That's for damn sure. You know, sprinkling a little bit of Brock Bowers, sprinkling a little bit of Trey Tucker, sprinkling a little bit of Naylor. And you know, we're gonna go ahead and make some little things happen. Hopefully, you know, my biggest thing is just let's just not get into that, you know, kind of that 3-and-out stalled offense. That was the most frustrating part throughout the fucking season. It was just like seeing these guys like, all right, cool, we got a little bit of momentum, and then like, oh. That the next series is like, all right, cool. We score a field goal. We look good. You know, we fell short. You know, we got a penalty that just didn't go our way or whatever, and we had to settle for 3, and then the next series it's like we look like straight hot garbage, bro, and we fucking stall out right away, right? That was kind of like a lot of the story last year. So hopefully it's just a lot of the consistency. I think with Clint and the way they design their plays, I don't think we're going to see that as much anymore. We're still going to see it, and I want everybody to kind of be prepared for that. If the offense doesn't look great, don't be like running out the door calling for Clint Kubiak's head. This is going to be a work in progress thing. These guys are still trying to get used to one another. There's a lot of new players on this team, on the offensive side as well as the defensive side of the ball. So it's not going to look pretty off the gate, but hopefully it just looks at least somewhat better than last year. That's my expectation if I have any, right? I just want it just to look visually better, at least if it's like 10% better, I'm happy with that, and just be kind of putting my expectation because it's a rebuild year, I'm not putting a lot on it. I just want these guys to kind of figure these things out, and then really the next year is going to be like, all right, cool, went through that 1 year of a growing pain. Let's see what you guys can do in year 2 with consistency.
I don't want to hear nothing about that, Jay. What are you talking about? That's being a freaking average Raiders fan. I am a Raiders super fan. So we need to win. Oh, man.
That's it.
You're right, though, bro. You're right. Bro, but there's gonna be so many people, bro, that if we struggle one game, they're gonna be like, bruh. Like, oh, we need to fire Kubiak. Oh, we need to put in Fernando Mendoza. Oh, you know what? JPJ needs to start. That's why we didn't get. That's the hardest part, bro. I'm like, we really need to just wait out the process and see what happens, right? I mean, like at the end of the day, we're gonna have success. We're gonna have failures. But if this team then is in a better position, in a better state than it was this year, then we should look at it and see that we're up on the up and up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shout out to Leo in the building. He says, let's sprinkle Brock. Shoot, hell, we need the full serving of Brock. Bro, we're gonna get the whole pint of Brock. We're gonna get the whole gallon of Brock. You know how you do. I just hope there's a guy or two that can go ahead and help out on that offensive side as well. So, that's not running the ball. If we can have one more guy that can go ahead and make some catches, all right, cool. We'll fuck around and find out what's going to happen there. But yeah, man, it's definitely going to be the Brock show. You already know. Raider Travis says, I'm going to drop 50 on a bet that Raiders back my shit on my shit talking 50% this year. Okay, dog. I don't know. If you want to go ahead and risk that, hey, you brave, bro. Go ahead. For sure. Like Mortal Kombat over here. Fucking Shang Tsung over here, bro. Shout out to Manuel. He says, even if we're not winning most of the games, I just remember Michelle Obama is a man. Apparently fucking so, according to Josh Hokett, bro.
What the hell, bro? Oh my God.
What the hell? Oh man, that's funny. Yo, man, we're not gonna go ahead and take that kind of slander over here. Nah, it's all good, bro.
Rewind.
Maybe, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't get into businesses like that. Oh man. But huh? Oh, okay. Let's see. Wifey says she don't think she's a man. Probably not. I don't know. I don't want to know. But that their business. That's not mine.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Exactly. So, but yeah, man. Hopefully we just honestly, I just want to see a better looking team overall, man. So
I agree.
I think we're getting there. I think it's gonna happen. Again, this is gonna be growing pains, and we probably are not gonna look good coming out of the gate. I think it might happen, a few games out, and we start getting into kind of a rhythm, and that's okay. If we get out the gate hot, fuck yeah, that's even better. Like, why are you gonna be mad at that?
You want to know why? You want to know why I would be a little bit upset at that? Because people's
Why?
expectations. I'm going to tell you, because people's
Okay.
expectations are going to be through the roof. Then like when
come
they're
out the gate hot?
yeah, if you come out the gate hot and then we end up on like sputtering, people are going to be like, oh, you know what? I'm like, I would rather do the slow build up, like you said, and like build into winning than us come out hot and then like, oh, you know what? We spitter spattered or whatever. And then because then people are going to be like, oh, we need to make the change now. It's like, why did we wait? Etc. We were hot. We were going to go to the playoffs. I'll be like, and you and I said this team is far away from the playoffs.
So you feel that? So let's say you feel that if we win the first 3 games in a row, where we for
we win the first 3 games in a row, people are going to be talking that we're going to the fucking Super Bowl. I mean, like,
yeah, they're gonna be like, we're gonna win 12 games. I already know, bro.
I can already hear it. If we win the first 3 games, people are gonna be like, we're number 1. Yeah, like, are you kidding me? So that's why I say, hey man, I prefer the slow build up where the team is struggling, finding themselves, and then gets into that groove. Because honestly, the teams that are going to be more dangerous are the ones that get hot later on in the season.
There you go. And you have stuff like that happen.
Victory.
Oh, yeah, 20-0. Jesus Christ, bro. Yeah, I mean, honestly, to me, it doesn't matter whether we win, the first 3 games, you win 1 out of the first 3 games. Like, I just want us to be better, bro. And however that's gonna fucking look. If we win, we're 3-0, but we barely win by the hairs of our chin, bro. Like, it's like, okay, well, we barely won those. We fought and scrapped all the way. That's cool, right? I think there's a difference between a dominant win and just like scraping by, and the type of team you play, right? And if you barely beat a team that's literally on other fucking rebuild, it's like, okay, yeah, you won, but I mean, you played a team that really kind of fucking sucks. Like, how much of a win are you really like taking away from it? So that also kind of comes into play. But honestly, like, all I care about is just looking visually better, bro. Performing, executing stuff that we struggled literally to execute, simple stuff, and that's the thing that just kind of drove a lot of people crazy. It's just like, this is shit that you guys are already supposed to automatically be able to do with your eyes closed, and we're not able to go ahead and do that. So I think with Clint here and the coaching staff that's in place, I think we're going to eliminate a lot of that stuff. Now it's just really kind of like that synergy and everybody kind of getting sync, getting used to playing with each other, and really going out there and execute. I think that's really going to be the case here. Shout out to Arnie in the building. Salute to you, brother. Hey, thanks for pulling up, my guy. Haven't heard from you in a while. It's good to go ahead and get you tapped in. Already with the question. Love it, bro. What is your biggest position group due to depth, talent, or scheme?
Linebacker.
Yeah.
Hands down.
You're a linebacker?
Yeah, because after the ones, we don't have any depth that much. To say that we have guys that are like proven, that can like really fill in, that for me is that linebacker position is like, we just don't have the depth. Wide receiver is already questionable. Starting from the get, I'll be like, who do we got? So when we look at it, but I'll be like right now, a position group that I think is light on defense is going to be linebacker, and the other one on offense going to be wide receiver. Just because I don't know who the hell we got. Yeah, because I don't know who do we got. I mean, like who fits this system? I mean, like, do I think Kubiak can put him in a position to excel? Absolutely. But those are the two positions that I'm thinking. What are you thinking, Jay?
I think for the offensive side, it's probably be running back, bro, because outside of like Genty and then Washington, you got Hemley, and then I think there's like one more. I forget his name, and then that's really it. That's like really nothing much else, right? Like Hemley's cool, but it's still a step down. Like he's a good fit for like a running back 3 position, right? But like if Genty goes down and he has to take up that 2 position, and Mike has to step up to 1, it's like, okay, now it's going to change kind of a little bit of the dynamic here, on how they're going to go ahead and really operate, right? And then now somebody else has to be moved up. So there's not a whole lot of big depth in that running back room. There's talent, but there's not depth. So that's a thing. And I agree with you on that linebacker. Like we got Kwity Paye and then Nakobe Dean, but like really like outside of that, we really didn't really get anybody out there. Like just the Bergs. That's it. And then maybe like I gotta look at the depth chart. I have to.
It's just that you don't have anybody besides the ones. After the ones, we have a big fall off.
Yeah, the Bergs, right? Cody Lindenberg and Eichenberg.
Yep.
Yeah, those 2 guys. So yeah. After that's it. I mean, all the other positions like corner, we're good at. The safety room, you already know. We just talked about it. There's good depth there with some good talent. So, those are the kind of the 2 positions, at least for me. Wide receiver, not so much. It's still worrisome. The only I think what I kind of see your view as far as there's no true like number 1 guy. There's no true number 1 receiver guy, right? So like where does the head start and where does it end? Like so I don't know. That's really kind of where training camp is gonna really decide that. I feel like who's gonna be really that quote unquote de facto wide receiver 1 there, right? But I guess the actual wide receiver 1, we know the de facto one is Brock in that sense, but who's going to be the actual guy leading the actual wide receiver room? We don't know yet. I can't say it's going to be Trey. Can't say it's Naylor. Can't say it's Bash. We don't know. So that's yet to be seen. I think that's all going to be determined by training camp when we get there. Yeah. Travis says, I do love a narrow win, but it's bad for my stress level. Bro, I want to get that stress again. Last year was like, man, this fucking sucks. It was a wrong stress, bro. It was a wrong, like, man, we're in a battle for like trying to, get this win and win these games that, we're supposed to win, and we're fighting tooth and nail. Last year was just like, man, we're getting our ass handed to us by the second quarter, bro. First quarter, sometimes we're done already, man. So I want to get back to at least that, dog. I think that's a good reference point. I want to get back to those stressful games where we're just like,
we're nail biters. We're competing, right? And that's where I kind of want to like, and I hate it because the fucking Pete Carroll ruined it, right? To say to compete because we played like compost. Like with his team, right? We didn't compete with the shit. So when it is, I'm like, I agree with you that I'm like, bro, I just want to be in a competitive atmosphere where my team's not getting blown out, where I don't feel like every single Sunday that I walk into the game, I'm gonna come out sad. I'll be like, bro, the bar tab is big sometimes. And it's not because we're celebrating. It's because depression is real.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I want to enjoy my Sundays. I want to talk about shit. I want to come on the show on Mondays and talk a whole lot of shit about what we're going to do next week to the other team. Not about, hey, you know what, man? We look like we're getting better. Oh yeah, we're just a couple steps away about being competitive. I'm talking about being competitive, bro. Not even competing. Oh man, we was close that game to being competitive. So, hey man, at the end of the day, I just want to see that, bro. I want to see the team break 30 points on a weekly basis. Bro, if we're scoring 30 points on a weekly basis, Jay, hey, we doing things. I can barely hear you again.
Really optimistic, dog.
Hey, I'm just saying. I'm like, if we scoring 30 a game, big dog.
Shit, we scored 30, dog. We in a really good fucking shape, bro.
I'm tired of seeing 12.
21, bro.
Yeah, I'm tired of seeing 12 on there, bro. I'm tired of seeing 12 points a game and us losing 7-3.
Hey, I was saying it like all season long last year. Is like if we hit 20, bro, we might have a shot. We weren't even getting to 20, bro, like majority of the time. So that's what I'm saying. Like for me, like if we can get at least to 20, like 21 plus points, we find that tooth and nail. But if we under that 20 point per game mark, yeah, it's not gonna look good, bro. It's not gonna be pretty because if we go up against a team that not only has a defense but also can put points up on the board, it's gonna be a rough day, dog. It's gonna be a rough, yeah. See, like Travis is like, if we score 30 plus, we're
we go to the Super Bowl.
Exactly, dog. I don't know what Will's smoking on over here, dog, but damn, dog.
Hey, I want to see that 13 backwards, bro. I mean, like what did we average last year? 13 points a game, 12 points a game,
something like that.
I want to see it be like 41 or 31.
17, bro. I think it was like 17 the average. Something like that. I
That's
don't have that.
Saying, baby. I'm like, give me 28. If you give me 28 a game, hey, we doing things.
Yeah. Shout out to Kenneth in the building. Salute. Appreciate you tapping in, my guy. Manuel says, just curious, do you know who are the players that earned the shield, or was it just pointless of them doing that?
No, you know what? It was so Jay, let me ask you that, right? Because it was a team thing, right? All of them got it as a team at the end.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like saying it's a one individual thing. I think it was a smart move by this dude, bro. I think this guy's trying to show a team thing, a team aspect. And he said, hey, once we practice as a team, once we're able to do these things as a team, then everybody will get it. But I think we as individuals, especially inside of Raider Nation, we looked at it and we're like, oh, we made it a bigger deal than it really was. What do you think?
I feel the same. I feel like we made it more of a bigger deal than what it was. When I saw it, I already knew kind of what it was about. It's just like you're trying to go ahead and get these guys united. You're trying to go ahead and get these guys motivated to really represent and earn that shit, bro. Like the way that we feel about this shield, it's like Clint's trying to incorporate that to the players to really have love for the team because it shows.
Yeah.
It moves leaps and bounds, bro, on just the performance because you're just not playing for a paycheck anymore. You're playing for your team. You're playing for guys that are next to you. So I got it. I don't think it's pointless by any means necessary or any stretch of the word. I felt like it was all like a team building aspect of it because you're trying to get these guys glued in and dialed in and that synergy going, and if you guys are working towards a common goal and earning a shield, which it represents, if you know.
Jay, your mic went out. Can't hear you. There you are. Nope.
All right.
There you go.
Hold on. All right, there you go.
Yep, gotcha.
Okay, yeah. Tripping. See, that's what happens. My son gets into my things. I don't know. I don't. I don't know where I left off. But earning the show just goes. It just runs deep, bro. So I don't think it's a. I don't think it's a pointless thing. In other words, so
No, I agree with you because when you talk like what you talked about, right? It built unity amongst the team. And when you're trying to do that, nobody's higher than the Shield. Not only that, man, the thing is that he taught them what it was to be a Raider. They did a Raider class on Raiders history, etc. That's kind of the thing, like you said. That's why they're learning how to play for this team, what it means to be a Raider. So I think I'm with you on that. I think it's a valuable tool to use.
yeah. Travis says I was thinking, who the fuck is he? Think he is coming in first year head coach talking about needing to earn when he really hasn't proven to be a quality head coach. That's my opinion. No, bro. I mean, like he's trying to earn the shield too, bro. If I think if you ask Glenn Kubiak, he'd be like, I'm trying to earn the shield too, bro. Like, he knows he has a lot to prove, and you bring in a guy who just, coming off a Super Bowl win and trying to put together and rebuild a franchise that for many years has been literally on life support, bro.
Yep.
And I think if we get to a point where we're competitive, I think he's gonna fucking earn the shield, bro. For real. If we get back to competitive and especially if we get back to winning, bro, 100%. 100%. Because rebuilding a team and having them to be competitive and especially be a winning team where you're winning and competing for like playoffs, it's a fucking long, tall order. And if you can make that happen, that shows the volumes of the commitment you had towards the team and the patience and just really emphasizing the process to really turn the team around. A lot of guys don't do it, bro. I mean, how long have we been at it? 30 years?
Yep.
Yeah.
40?
Yeah.
40 years, bro. We ain't won a championship.
Yeah, not many have done it, dog. So I think he will. I like what he did. And I'm all for it, bro. They're just trying to go ahead and get everybody gelled together.
And let me put it like this, man. I'm like, a coach can't come in here thinking like, who am I? Like, yo, I'm nobody here. Bro, you got to come in there like you're in charge of that motherfucker because that's exactly what you are. Even as a rookie head coach or a guy that doesn't have very much experience doing what he does, you better come in there with some type of swagger. Because if not, those players are going to run that freaking locker room, and that's exactly what you're going to have, total chaos.
Yeah.
So you have to come in there and demand certain things from players. And players like that. Bro, there's players that succeed in those systems when you're being pushed to be the best. You want to be pushed. You want to be better. You want to get coached up. And I think that's exactly what they're doing right now.
Exactly. For sure. Let's go ahead and wrap it up, bro.
Shoot, let's wrap
it up. I gotta pay some bills before we head on out. Make sure you guys go ahead and tap into the JRB store. Go ahead and get y'all merch. Got that Brock Bauer shirt on sale right now. I got the Raider Nation tee as well. So make sure you guys hit up the jrbstore.com. That's a jrbstore.com. Make sure you guys go ahead and tap into that. Again, that Brock Bowers Up in Smoke tee is available now. And we're going to be doing another merch drop pretty soon, probably around training camp or right before preseason. So Make sure you guys go ahead and stay tapped into that as well. Make sure you guys go ahead and check out my new podcast I did with my boy, best friend of 20 years, bro. What the fuck? We just dropped episode 2. It's fucking crazy. Fuck, bro. I fucking think I overdid it. I'm surprised I'm not fucking banned from YouTube yet on that channel, dog. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we went off the rails on that one, dog. But make sure you guys go ahead and pull up to bro. What the fuck? You know, we're gonna be dropping episode 3 really soon. We're probably gonna be going possibly week to week as well. So just make sure you guys stay tuned on that. I also got some other shorts on there. They're fucking hilarious. So if you guys want to go ahead and get a laugh, make sure you guys go ahead and check out Bro What the Fuck on YouTube. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link down below as well for both things. So make sure you guys go ahead and check that out. And then let me put that up. Okay, there you go. And then on a serious note, we're gonna go ahead and kind of switch things up really quick. Raider Nation again recently lost one of their own. Alden Smith recently passed away over the weekend, and you know, we're gonna go ahead and do a quick moment of silence for him, along with everybody else that we lost recently. As y'all know as well, our guy Robert Pena, who's, you know, a big supporter not only of this channel, Will, Leo, you know, many others, Jeff, you know, the War Room, all those guys, big supporter. You know, I had the honor of, you know, finally meeting him in Bakersfield. So did Leo. So did Nate. I love the time that I got to meet Robert Pena. But you know, we recently lost Alden Smith, former Raider. And I'm gonna go ahead and use Rebel's image here, because I didn't want to. I want us to remember him as an actual Raider. I know, even though he played for the Niners as well, want to remember it as a Raider. So let me go ahead and kind of post that up here. So shout out to Rebel on the image, on the graphic. Make sure you guys go ahead and give him a follow and a subscribe as well, especially if you're on YouTube and X. Make sure you guys go ahead and give Rebel a follow. So let's go ahead and do a quick moment of silence for Alden Smith. And I'll ring the long bells for him as well. All right. So rest in peace, Alden Smith. Again, gone but not forgotten, and gone just way too soon. So
yes, sir.
Yeah, sad. But prayers go out to his friends and family, of course. So he's in a better place, man. He's in a better place. But other than that, man, any final thoughts?
Man, if you guys are out there, man, and you guys are having any issues like that, mental issues, anything like that, please reach out, man. Call somebody. I'm like, you guys can message us. I mean, like, it don't matter. I'm like, man, always reach out to somebody if you guys are going through some things. At the end of the day, man, we can all take care of each other, and that's what it's all about. Guys, if you guys are listening, I'm like, hey, on Tuesday, we'll be back on the Most Notorious podcast, which is tomorrow. I'll be with my boy Cheeto Linus, 401 Raider Jeff. But on Thursday, we'll be dropping another podcast of the Silver and Black Radio podcast. And on Friday, hey, you'll catch me on another show called the Vinny and Will Show, where we talk international football. We bring in football players that have coached, everything like that. So, hey, guys, we really appreciate you guys listening in. I'll be like, this show was a great time, Jay. Thank you so much for bringing me back on. We are working on some stuff, guys, where we're going to be bringing you guys some hot takes and everything like that. So make sure that you guys stay logged in, but make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. I'm the Silver and Black Radio Podcast. And you got my boy Jay Raider, just Raiders, baby. So hey,
like it's been down below, man.
Yeah, just Raiders, baby. And make sure that you check it out. Check out his store, man. You support these people. Everybody's out here putting in work, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, so make sure you guys go ahead and give my guy Raider Wil a follow, Silver and Black Radio Podcast. I have his link to his channel pinned down below in the description. So make sure, if you guys are on mine, make sure you guys go ahead and tap in and hit that subscribe on the way out as well. Vice versa. If you guys are in his, if you guys not subscribed to mine, make sure you guys go ahead and tap into that. So make sure you guys also check out that Notorious podcast going down tomorrow night. Raider Connection still a little bit on hiatus. We'll be back soon, probably right around training camp. I'm probably going to be doing some shows again really soon. But in the meantime, again, make sure you guys go ahead and check out my my new podcast I'm doing. Different take, bro. Different flavor, different whole different. We talk about everything.
Oh, I love it, bro. I love it. Can't wait.
Hilarious stories, man. And then if y'all gonna get to know me really good if you guys go ahead and start watching that channel, dog.
No, man, I can't wait, bro.
Yeah. But other than that, that is it for us, y'all. Again, appreciate you guys tapping in with us on this Monday afternoon, Monday night. It's mostly Monday night for mostly everybody. So appreciate you guys. Make sure again you share this stream to all social media platforms. Tell a friend, etc., etc. It does help to go ahead and help the channels grow. If you really want to go ahead and support my channel, if you want to become a member, I got the link pinned up top. It really does help to go ahead and keep the lights on over here at Just Raiders. And then salute to Kenneth. He said he heard about us from Jeff.
Yes, sir.
On with this guy over here tomorrow night. So make sure you tap into the most notorious podcast mañana. Okay. And then obviously Jeff has this thing Friday and Saturday nights as well. So and Thursdays.
Jeff's on all the time.
Jeff is always on, bro. I'm surprised he's not on right now, bro. I actually gotta.
Oh, he takes Mondays off. He takes Mondays off.
I'm gonna reach out to man. I'm gonna reach out to him. I'm gonna tell him, yo, bro, let's run.
Let's get this thing, dude.
It's been too long. God damn it.
Yes, sir.
Honestly, bro, you're gonna wanna.
He's like.
He's like, damn, dog. He's gonna be like, damn, Jay. What the fuck, bro? What the fuck? See? It makes you say that, bro. It makes you say that. All right, y'all. It's been fun. We'll see y'all next time. Again, always remember, Just Raiders, baby.
Raiders.
Hold on, dog. I'm gonna let our guy Steve let us send us off. Raiders. Peace, y'all.